Country.
Yeah, I think so too. Or some
People just posted pictures of me from the morning.
Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned, my friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Oh, I hope if I hit that button. Here we are. We are now live with another episode of The Dorkening. We are back after a little vacation. My vacation needed a little bit of a cool down and rest and relaxation. But with us today, we have James.
Hi, everybody.
Yo.
Oh, sorry. We started the show? Okay.
The 48 intros we have now.
Well, it's to make sure I got everything working there.
Hi, everybody.
Patsy!
You know you party hard on vacation when you need a few days to kind of relax and unwind after you get back.
Steven.
Hello, everyone.
So, James.
Do we tell the people why we took an extra week off?
Yeah. So I kind of lost my front tooth during vacation.
It's always in the last place you look.
So
Jesus.
I knew it was coming out because I went to the dentist right before COVID because I could feel it like if I bit into something, like I could feel it like picking up a little bit. And they said, oh, you have to get an implant. If it falls out, we'll discuss that. I priced an implant. Holy shit, like $5,000 out of pocket. It's like, that's insane. So I figured I'm just going to let it fall out, let them put it back in. So that's what I did. It finally fell out and had to go to the dentist. Had a big gaping hole in the front for about a week. So we took last week off because I was talking with a big lisp. A lisp.
Hey, there's worse things.
So why did we take the week off?
That's why I don't know why we took another week off. I mean, that would have been. I mean, it's almost as good as our audio only podcast where Leo was stuck in an elevator shaft.
I
remember that.
What do you mean I was stuck in an elevator shaft?
Oh, it was a show that you weren't here and Kevin ran, and the running joke in the whole episode was you were stuck in an elevator shaft.
Oh, okay.
It was the reason why you weren't there.
Okay.
But it had to be audio only because Kevin could only record audio, not video at the time.
Yeah.
And I believe the title of that episode was Leo Gets the Shaft.
Yes.
Basically.
If it wasn't, it should have been.
Yeah. So, James, before the show, you were showing us something very, very cool.
Yes. So I know a couple of shows back we talked about Lego Mario, basically. Like Nintendo had to deal with Legos, and it was one of those first things for Lego that they're kind of getting outside their bubble, and their IPs were coming no longer through just Nintendo, that they were kind of selling their IPs or the rights to use it. And so we talked about like the kits, but the big thing was the NES Lego set. So a couple weeks ago when it launched, I think August 1st, it launched, and I went to the Lego store here in Albany, waited in line for about 45 minutes, got the second to last one, and I was like wondering why it was in line, but I find out like the whole Lego set's out, like all for Mario. So I'm there with my 5-year-old in Harrison, and we're standing in line, and so we get up front, and they're only a certain amount of people in the store. What are you trying to get? What are you trying to what are you buying? So we get in the store, and so they have the full like Lego Mario set. So it starts with like the starter set, and you get our little friend, little Lego Mario right here, and he like blinks and he makes noise. So. But and then you can buy like different kits, and you can get a kit with like a Goomba, and you get a kit with Yoshi. This was Jen's pick. So all the kids got a set, including Jen, got to pick a initial set for the initial purchases. You got Baby Bowser here. So the cool thing about it in a flying Goomba.
So question for you: the flying Goomba, was that a set, or did you have to get like? Because I saw something where you have like random pieces to build.
Yeah, so this was like one of those like grab bags. They had like 10 different guys in a grab bag. So we bought other guys, but like we got a fuzzy one. We got like another Goomba turtle or Koopa. And so we got some other stuff, but that's how you get like, another fish or like Blinky, the squid, and some other like guys. So you buy the kit. and so you can then add on to the kit. So you don't get a guide anymore. It's all digital through an app. So like here is like the app. So it shows you all the kits that we have. So, I have like a thwomp right here. So you ride this little, like the skulls here back and forth. And when you go past it, the thwomp does then fall. And if you get hit, like, the Mario responds to like motion and stuff. But then you got like the little barcode on the bottom. So when you hit a Goomba or hit a Koopa, it registers that you hit the Koopa. So it's all done through like, barcodes and stuff. But like this is how you track your kits and track everything else. So you got like the Yoshi, then we have like a Boo House. You got the starter kit, and then you have some other stuff over here like the Piranha Plant that we got, still fuzz. And they range anywhere with prices. So the initial kit I think is like $50, but you get the Lego Mario, and that's the only way to get like the Lego Mario is through the starter kit. And it comes with like a warp pipe, and it comes with a flag. So basically what you're doing is you're literally just making your Super Mario World like you're doing like Mario Maker. And so you can build and add, and there's a little time on him that you have to time. And there's a time you have to go through the level, and you literally make your own level, and you can do like high scores for coins, points, and all that stuff. And it connects via Bluetooth with your app, and you can track all that. And then you can upload courses to like the server, so you can build courses and stuff. So it's really cool. We went back to the Lego store like last week. They were talking to the guy, and they said this is something that they're going to keep doing. So it's not like a one and done type of thing. Like, no, they're going to keep bringing out, packs and additions and other things to grow like the series basically. So I'm curious what they're going to do. It's very much Super Mario World. So it's very much NES is what I'm getting, with how it looks and some of the stuff it is. But the cooler thing is, and this is from so when you get the NES, you get the NES. It's actually like a life-size NES system made out of Legos with a game Super Mario game you put in, you can push down and close the top. And then comes with a life-size controller. That's in the bedroom with the baby sleeping, so I can't get that. But it also comes with a TV. So check that out. So it's like an old school like TV. You got to put the whole thing together. Comes with everything backwards. Comes with even like the point where like the knob turns and makes a noise when you're trying to set it up. But the cool thing about it, and this is what I think is really, really cool, is you have your Super Mario here. You put him on top. It plays because you got to have the music when you have the game. So like this is pretty cool. Like I like how this is like the mechanic, the inside like works. That was a pretty interesting build, and Jen can attest to that. I kind of spent one whole night just building this part of the thing. Oh yeah, low tech. Yeah, it's fantastic. I always like some of the stuff like the little like tongue in cheek thing, like how they made the speaker here was pretty interesting. Like all those are like the little black one pieces that you have to all put here and all the different things. And like, even if you go onto like the back of it, it has a sticker. It has like the connectors all right here and stuff, like the plug. So like stuff like that is like, it's really cool. So my thing is, and I was saying like, you could take this because if you pop up the top, this is something like you can pull right out. You can pull out this and like just slide it. You could do like Zelda. You could do like other cool things if you wanted to kind of go down this route with like Nintendo products. So it's really, really cool. It's definitely one of the things I'm kind of glad I got. I was hemming and hawing about doing it. Bye. It was something that I was really hemming and hawing about doing, and Jen can attest to that drastically, that I was like, do I get it? Do I not get it? And I'm kind of glad I got it. It's one of those cool things. Like now like the boys love it. Harrison loves it. We have like a whole 4-foot long shelf dedicated to these kits. Mm-hmm. So if you walk in our door, it's like all like the Lego Mario kits. I mean, that doesn't include, we don't have the Bowser's Castle, which is like $100. And we have a couple other sets that are like anywhere between $60 and like $50. So that's kind of stuff that, we're getting down. But, the next big Lego purchase is going to be for Jen and her birthday, which is coming up because she wants the 1989 Batmobile. The $250 one that's like really good.
So is it okay? Sorry, that was I was gonna say, is it a retro like from 1989, or is it like
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
No, I mean,
no. He was going to ask if it was literally from that year.
No. So have you seen some of the new car Lego kits they have, where they're like it's rounded pieces and it looks really good? Like they did the Aston Martin, they did that one. It's that like scale, and rumor has it that for this year they're supposed to do that same thing with the Ecto 1, like a bigger size Ecto 1 for like $250. It was supposed to be tied in with the new movie, but that got pushed to 2021, and they're saying that kit's going to be like $250 to $300.
Oh wow,
so,
crazy.
So like that's going to be pretty cool. But like I said, I have the smaller one, the one that came out a couple years ago, but that's going to be like twice or three times the size of that. So it's going to be pretty cool because I know that's what kind of
So what?
They're fun. Like I said, it's such a cool, I love how Lego's kind of coming back into the mainstream a little bit, and I like this thing. But we were talking to the Lego guy, and he goes, "This was a huge coup for Lego to get, because Nintendo does not like giving away its IPs. Not really giving them away, but
licensing
them out because they're very much in house. So
yeah,
just surprised Disney didn't get it.
Well, you should see some of the stuff Disney has for the Legos.
Oh, yeah.
They have Cinderella's Castle. They have this train station from Disneyland. They have Steamboat Willie.
And live in it.
Speaking of Nintendo, we'll cover it more on a later episode once everybody gets a chance. But I believe it just dropped today. High score on Netflix.
I'll have to watch. I'll probably have to watch that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's all about video games. I'm 3 episodes in. They talk about Atari, and first episode's like Atari, how with the collapse and everything. Second episode focuses on Nintendo, how Nintendo Power came to be, how they hired kids to be like counselors. And it even talks about like Mario from Donkey Kong, like they didn't mean for his steps to be like different types of sound effects and everything. It goes real deep diving into stuff. It's awesome. And then third one is like role-playing games. So,
nice.
Yeah, I'm partially into that. What's that?
Like the sexy kind?
Well, it could be. They talk about the designer for Final Fantasy, like the actual artist. Yeah, tons of stuff. The guy that made Ultima,
Nissan.
Yeah.
Awesome series. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. But speaking of Nintendo, I figured I'd just bring that up. We'll talk about it on another one. And I know some people were interested in us talking about Lovecraft Country. Did anybody else get a chance to check it out?
Yeah, first episode. I didn't get to see any others.
Yeah, the first episode, by the way, is on YouTube for free. Right now. Yep, they released it on YouTube, the first episode, and this is like the 3rd or 4th major show to do that, and I'm all for that. Get the first episode out there, get people interested and hooked on it. So that means they have to go buy the service or find another way to watch it.
So it's HBO, which is now HBO Max now. It's only the 1 episode so far, but it's incredible the way it opens up. So this blew my mind, and James, you can attest to it. You're watching this guy; he's at war, and he's you think he's fighting other soldiers and everything, but it turns out to be like an alien invasion. Cthulhu comes down, UFOs are there. It's like really whacked out visuals.
I don't think that's Cthulhu. I think that's just like another like a Lovecraftian monster.
Okay, I thought it was Cthulhu. Well,
yeah, then it's like Jackie Robinson saves the day. Like it's it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's really well done. Like I was very much. I know me and Jen started watching it. Then Jen went to bed. I finished watching it. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away. Like you definitely got to go watch it. And there's plenty of stuff even in the first episode that just is really well and kind of pushes the story forward. But the one for me is it's very well paced. I love the pacing of it. I think the acting's on par to what's going on. But like the one thing that's crazy is in this, I know this is the one takeaway from this was some of the stuff in the show. You're like, this didn't happen. And it was like, yeah, it happened. Like that's how it was. Like, and it's like disappointing. Like that's how we were as a country for very large amounts of time.
Like the beginning of Watchmen, where people didn't realize that this is a thing
that Tulsa massacre. Yeah.
Like I never knew of sundown towns. I never knew about any of that stuff, and it's just like. So,
well, even the guide they talk about too is and
that's real. That was a real guide.
Yeah, totally. So it's and it takes place. Well, it takes place in several places, but it ends up in Massachusetts, which I found really interesting.
Yeah,
well, it's not Arkham; it's Artem.
Yeah.
Well, no, they say it's Arkham. Like they announce it that like it's like Lovecraft Arkham. They do that, but in the episode, he gets a letter from his father, and he says it's Artem, not Arkham. He actually corrected like Artem, and it's actually in a town outside of Uxbridge. If you look at like the map of like they show of Massachusetts, you see like Uxbridge, so it's like right, and they actually go into Worcester County.
Yeah,
so it's like
I was wondering if that was a sign for Worcester.
Yeah, it was for Worcester County, but so it's like that county doesn't exist in Massachusetts. Like just
outside of Uxbridge, which would be where I am right now.
Basically, yeah, it's like it's right, yeah.
So don't go out at night because there's
don't go in the woods.
Yeah,
but like it was like really well done. I liked it. I'm not a huge Lovecraft fan. I just never really read his stuff, and it's never really interested me. But I know enough about like Cthulhu from like South Park, and like stuff like that. Like I just know who he was, what he wrote, all that stuff. Like I know Arkham is supposed to mean Salem and the Danvers State Hospital and all that stuff. Like I know the lore of H.P. Lovecraft. I just never got into his books.
Innsmouth, the fishing town. Yeah. Well, I had a conversation with someone the other day, and their Facebook post was, "Hey, how racist was Lovecraft?" And
horribly so.
Terribly so.
Ask his cat, first of all. And to me, and one of my friends was like, "How long is a piece of string?" And I'm like, you know what? That's a great point. You're either racist or not racist. There aren't like degrees. It's like, well, I'm a level 3 racist, but with a little practice, I think I could get up to level 5. No,
the only
aren't. It's not like how racist are you?
My friend Richard always had this joke about like racism. He goes, "I'm not racist. I hate everybody equally." And I was like, that's about right. So.
Cyber X Time says, "Hello, I've been wanting to start watching podcasts just to expand my mind. I play video games, trying to get a better view of things, and that's from over on Twitch. Thank you for watching."
Wow.
Yeah. The new they updated since I'm getting the bigger package on our stream service. We can now go to 8.
Yeah, the bigger package.
When you want the bigger package, you need to see Leo.
Leo's got the bigger package.
That's why you were throwing around your dick earlier with the whole kicking us all off. Yep. Look, I got that bigger package now. Just be gone, guys.
Just so you know, I've got the biggest package, so I wanted to arrange you all the way I wanted you to be.
Exactly. He's just sitting there like from like Ready Player One with the button to destroy the Oasis, being like, "I can kill everybody."
Speaking of which, I know we didn't talk about this, but I got an email the other day about some upcoming books, and one of them is Ready Player 2.
Yes.
Will Wheaton. The today's news was Will Wheaton is doing the audiobook again.
Oh wow,
nerd.
I'm very curious. Like, but they announced Ready Player 2 when Ready Player 1 was doing their press tour. Yeah. Because Ernest Cline was getting asked a lot. He's like, "Yeah, I've been working on Ready Player 2." So my question is like, and I'm excited because I'm like, where are they going to go with it? Like, what is the next step in this story? Because they wrapped up the book pretty well. Like I re-listened to it on audio tape because I still think it's one of the better books and one of the better audio books out there. I started listening to Andromeda and I was like, Armada, and I was like, it's not as good, but like it's not as full of like.
It's probably Ready Player 2, even readier.
Readier 2. I mean, so I know it takes. I know a lot of people are saying the reason he wrote Ready Player 2 is because Warner Brothers wants a sequel, and so he had to write a book. It's like the Lost World effect.
Yeah.
So, but like so I'll be really curious to see what they do and how they move forward, and so
And how, if they do make a movie, they just ignore whatever he wrote in the second
Well,
book.
don't forget, Ernest Cline wrote the movie. He was one of the 2 screenwriters on it. And he even said early on, being like, we have to change some of the stuff in the movie because you just can't do it in the book. Because in the book, you have free reign to use any intellectual property you want. In the movie, even like it's a book and no one's going to sue you because no one's making money off. Like if Ultraman is in it and not somebody else, so that's why you have a lot of.
They definitely seemed like they had an issue getting intellectual properties for that movie.
Well,
for the movie, yes.
For the movie, yes, but like the book, it doesn't matter.
Well, no, I was being sarcastic. Like everything that I've ever seen ever was in that movie. Like,
but like some of the stuff
that movie.
But like the second gate was Blade Runner. Like even though Warner Brothers owns the rights to Blade Runner, they didn't allow Blade Runner to be in the movie because Blade Runner 2049 was coming out and they didn't want to oversaturate it. Basically, they wanted to stand by itself. So it's like even like if you look at the first gate and the second gate, they were completely different gates because you couldn't do what was in the book. Like you couldn't do the Dungeons and Dragons thing because you didn't get rights to Dungeons and Dragons. They wouldn't let you use that stuff. Like, and it kind of bummed, it kind of stung because I was looking forward to seeing how they were doing the war game sequence and how they were going to do the arcade sequence and all that stuff. Like even like re-listening to the book, you're like, I would have loved to see that sequence. I would have loved to see how they did that. Like, especially when he's walking through the museum of like the arcade planet. And then he's walking through all that, or he's going to like the Zorg planet and like all that stuff. Like it just, I wish that was on the screen. But again, I rewatched Ready Player One when I was done. And I'm like, I don't hate the choices they made. It's still the same basic story. So, like I said, I'm more curious to see what Ready Player Two looks like.
What if it's like King of Kong and you have like a Billy Mitchell like analog coming in? I actually have the higher score, but I'm not ever going to do it in public. Nah.
Basically.
The Easter eggs.
I still need to watch Ready Player One.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't finished the book either, but I'm very aware.
It's on Plex, so
yeah, it's really good.
Well, I own it as well, so I mean, it's just there's no excuse.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan of it. I like it. Like I said, the book will always be the superb in that aspect. Like everybody, like I've read Jurassic Park and I've seen Jurassic Park. I'd rather see Jurassic Park. Like I think the movie's a little bit better than the book.
Oh, we can agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah, that's fine. Like that's just my 2 cents.
I actually rewatched Jurassic Park 1 and 2 earlier today.
I didn't see it on the countdown.
I tried not to post that during working hours. Not that it's a big deal. Like
you mean you didn't watch the Bruins at 4:00?
Oh, I absolutely watched the Bruins. No, I have already. I was actually in the office for the first time, due to the whole. There's something going on. I don't know. No one ever talks about it on the news or in any social media, so I have no idea. But for some reason, I couldn't go to work. But
the great staining.
Yeah, I was there, and it's. I have a second monitor at work, and I was like, oh yeah, so I can do this stuff here, and I can watch stuff there, and they're like, yeah.
So Pat, you get a joke out of this, ready? So Jen, and Jen's leaving when I talk about this. She asked me why I wasn't watching the Bruins game tonight. I said is because every time I've watched the Bruins, they've lost this year. Every time I don't watch the Bruins, they win. So you being a New England fan and a Bruins fan, what would you do if out of the 3 games that you watched, out of the 4 games, the 3 games you didn't watch, they won, especially game 4 in which they were down 0-2 in the third period with like 6 minutes left. I turned off the TV, or when they were down 0-2, like pretty halfway through, I turned off the TV, like, all right, they're done. Game 5, game 6, whatever. We'll go from there. They come back to win it. Do you think there's a chance in hell I was watching today's game?
Oh, ye of little faith. I will say that first.
I'm not ye of little faith. I'm a true New Englander who believes in superstition, and I'm going to ride my superstition streak.
Turning off the game when they're down only by 2 goals, especially with James Reimer, who is the king of rebounds. Like
Reimer, you bum.
Did you see
Yeah, but listen,
how they gave up that first goal? Reimer came to play the puck 12 feet in front of the goal, and DeBrusque just kind of danced around him and scored. Like, it was like, what are you doing? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen someone do it as a goalie. Like, it was... No, I mean, I understand your superstition.
If anything, he helped win the game.
Scarf. Every time I watch the game. The one game I didn't wear the scarf, they lost. So I wear the scarf every day now. I'm right there with you. But
so Jen was giving me crap about that today. She literally was just like, "You're an idiot."
The only way that I will not watch the game is if I have no ability to see. Like, there will be some sort of like
I'll listen to the game. Like, I have it on like my echoes and stuff. Like, I'd rather listen to the game, but like the second I turn it on. Also, I feel like unless Doc is calling the game, I don't care about like the national broadcast. Like,
I hate Doc Emmerich's voice. I hate his voice so much because every time I hear it, all I hear is like a 1940s newsreel commercial. Oh, he is the worst. Oh, yeah. And now they're going up and down the ice. Oh, what a great play by the good. Oh, good.
Would you rather hear him or Joe Buck?
Joe Buck wouldn't call hockey. I hate Joe Buck with the burning intensity of a trillion suns. But
join the club.
I keep waiting for Doc Emmerich to try and sell me war bonds to support the effort overseas. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. Have scrap metal. Measure out on the way.
So first of all, I apologize to all our listeners who thought they were getting a podcast of pop culture. Leo's just smiling and nodding. He's like,
know.
"Yep."
I want to butt in, and we talked about books. One thing we'll talk about a little later, and if depending on where you're watching or listening, you're gonna find some show notes down below or up above, and you'll see a link for how much to tip an Exorcist. Speaking of books, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but
I want to mention one thing.
Hold on. One of somebody here. I'm not going to say who, but somebody here wrote a book. And it's available for purchase, and he just lost his TV, so he needs money. So
yes.
Yeah, how?
Okay.
How did somebody do that?
All right, so I was in this very room, sitting in this chair in front of this computer, and I was working because I work from home most of the time. I would say 99.9% of the time, because I've only, like I said, I've only gone into the office once, but now I can more often because I have access. And I hear this crashing from just on the other side of the wall over there, and I'm like, oh, that shouldn't be what I think it is, but it's probably what I think it is. And I went out into the living room, and my TV was not up on the entertainment center like it usually is. So I knew right away that there was a bad sign. And I looked, and the TV is on the floor. The surge protector is hanging off the entertainment center. The DVD player, Blu-ray player is on the floor, but still attached. So I was guessing that the cat tried to jump from the couch up onto the thing, but slipped. And when she came down, she kind of had her claws and everything still being attached, and the cords being the TV dragged the TV off of the entertainment center, and it smashed on the floor on a table. However, at the time, I still had some optimism and some hope, because I was like, I don't see anything visible. Let me see. And I put it up on the thing, and I turned it on, and yeah, like the top right-hand side, like right about here where my hand is, that is all white, and then it's all cracked up. Hold on, up here, and I basically have a third of a screen to maybe a quarter, between a quarter and a third of a screen, and it kind of just, it was a sad time, and I was telling my my wife about it, and she was very upset. And I was mad at first, especially because I went out into the living room, and there's my cat sitting in the kitchen, like right where her food dish is, and she looks over at me, and I'm like, "What'd you do?" And she's like, "Listen, I was over here eating, right, and like this dog came in." And like I tried to chase him, but he like jumped up and knocked the TV down. I tried to stop him, and now I'm over here having a snack because all that running around made me hungry. I mean, that's what I think happened. I don't know. And I was like, "You're full of shit." And she's like, "Well, if that's how you feel, I'm gonna go hide for the rest of the day, and you won't see me." And she went and hid for the rest of the day, and I haven't seen her. So that's kind of the story of today. So. I tried to, make the best of it and kind of let humor sort of take over. So I made a couple of memes. I made a Bernie Sanders meme where it says, "I'm once again asking you," and underneath it says to buy my book so I can replace my broken.
Buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book.
That's in this week's Throwdown Thursday. So when you listen to it tomorrow, I say that repeatedly at the end of the show.
The Critic is one of the most underrated animated comedies out there.
You know what's great? When I met Maurice LaMarche, and you can see the hold on right here, the autograph picture I have from him right here, right with General Thade from Planet of the Apes in front of him.
I see Egon in the background. Yeah.
Yep. Well, he signed a bunch. He signed like the catchphrases that some of the characters did, and I was like, man, I think my first introduction to you that I can remember is when you did, your Orson Welles in The Critic. And he, as he's signing that picture, busts right into "Rosebud frozen peas, full of country goodness and green penis." I was like, that was fucking amazing. That was just so cool. Like
he goes, "I'm gonna leave now." What? I can't. I'm just gonna eat these peas.
Maybe a few for the road.
I think that's a great thing where people can, help support you and buy your book. What's it about?
So it's about 148 pages. This is something that I've been working on for about 8 years. And part of it, at least the title and some of the content came up about 5 years ago, where a friend of mine, Jeanette Andromeda, who did 40 illustrations for this thing, and they are just incredible. Like, she is a phenomenal artist. If you've ever seen our podcast logo, she did that. She did our previous podcast logo. She does amazing work. Like, all of the stuff that's associated with our podcast, like the Von Nightmare Vineyard little grape thing. Let's see if I have one right next to me. I don't. But like the logo, like my Patsy logo with the that's kind of like a riff on the Jaws thing. She did that. Like, she's done amazing artwork, and she was doing this thing called Horror Haikus Day that she and I kind of teamed up with, where I would write a horror haiku that told the complete story, and she would illustrate it. And so, like, we kind of pushed each other to get better, where like I would try to come up with like a better haiku to see if she could illustrate it. And then I would see like the type of illustration that she would do. And it's like, all right, now I have to step my game up even more. And, we kind of pushed each other back and forth like that. So I have a bunch of horror haikus. I have some 2-sentence stories where somebody had posted something on Facebook about 2-sentence stories being some of the most terrifying. If you can tell an entire story in 2 sentences, I think that's a testament to like your storytelling ability. And some of them are really good, I think, and some of them are okay. I'm bad at promoting myself. Like, I think the one that really inspired me was the last man on earth sat alone in his home. There was a knock on the door. And I was like, oh, I wish I could write something like that. So I tried, and I did come up. I think my favorite one is called Muddy Boots. And it goes, so this is a little sneak preview for folks who haven't seen the book yet, but it's. I hate when my husband leaves his muddy boots in the hallway. I don't mean to nag, but he was buried in them. Like, I just think that that's a fun, like, it wraps up the whole story. Like, there's nothing else you need to know. It's just those two sentences tell the complete narrative. I really wanted to challenge myself with that. I also have 10 short stories that Jeanette didn't illustrate, but she made these really nice story header illustrations for that just look so cool. Yeah, and then I have a couple of lists. I have a list of terrible superpowers, like anytime someone compliments you, you have immediate and severe diarrhea. I have a list of various things that I think the asylum should make into movies. You know, I kind of explain the plot, like Crabtastrophe, you know, kind of playing off the Sharknado name. There's some fun stuff in there, but I think I made some pretty good stories. But the fact that Jeanette was able to elevate the stuff that I've done to heights that I never imagined with her incredible artwork is really a testament of how well, when you can get two people who work together really well, like the type of thing you can come up with. And I've been trying to get this made for many years, and I pitched it last year at Rock and Shock. I mean, this whole thing started, this being published by SourcePoint Press kind of started last year at Scaricon, where we had met Ben Goldsmith, who had a booth right about 10 feet from us. And, you know, we ended up having him on our show, and we became friends. And he's a comic writer for SourcePoint Press, and you know, we ran into him at a convention. We started talking about writing and books and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, you know, we have a prose section at SourcePoint, and we're always looking for stuff. So, you know, if you want to pitch something, you know, we're going to be at Rock and Shock. So at Rock and Shock, I pitched the idea, and they were like, I could probably sell this just on the name, but I really like the content. I like what you've got. Let's do it. And so I was like, oh, this is awesome. But like, it still wasn't real, you know, like it's like, oh, okay. You know, once things happen, then they'll happen. And this past Friday I was at Walmart, and Josh Werner, who is the guy I pitched the book to, who is the art director and a co-founder of SourcePoint, was like, hey, I've got the cover wrap. Do you want to see what it looks like? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I already knew what the cover was going to be because, you know, I got the art from Jeanette. And he sent me the picture, and it was all I could do to keep from crying in the middle of Walmart, because it was just like this surge of emotions, like something I did. Like, I'm getting a book published that I'm not publishing through like Create Space on Amazon. Like, someone else thought my work was good enough. Like, it's still surreal. Like, a buddy of mine, Alex DiVincenzo over at Broke Horror Fan, was like, yeah, I got a press release about your book earlier today. And I was like, what? Like, it's so weird. Like, I'm still like kind of like thinking that I'm in a coma fantasy, which is, you know, they were like, hey, you know, sometimes we do shirts and we really like this design. So, you know, do you want us to have shirts made? And I was like, yes, I will buy one. And I immediately bought one. It already shipped. So hopefully I get that soon.
Nice.
But it's, yeah. So it's, how much do you tip an Exorcist? There's even a special insert. I took a like an invoice, and there's a lot of Easter eggs on the invoice itself. Like, the invoice is for like Reagan McNeil's exorcism. Like, it's the exact address. Like, the date is the day that The Exorcist actually dropped in theaters. And then you see like all the different charges, and the tax rate for where they live, coupled with what the bill is, makes it come out to $666.
Wow.
Well, so I got a link down below. It's Oxy Media.
Oxy Media.
Oxy Media. Real easy to check out. I just bought a copy myself.
Oh, thank you, Leo.
You're welcome. So I did the pre-order. I chose FedEx because we know USPS isn't working too well right now. So
Oh no, I got my package from them today.
yeah,
They've been okay, like receiving stuff. Like it's so crazy. They like, oh, it's so dangerous. You can't get all your stuff. But my stuff from the IRS came in. Like that apparently was okay. Like, isn't that
I've
out?
been getting my mail from them. No problem.
I mean, I don't know when stuff gets sent. I mean, I think I got my nice little jaws with the barrels.
Yeah, I saw that. That's so cool.
From Factory Entertainment that was through the virtual San Diego Comic-Con. That came, I mean, it took about a week from California, which is usually it's a little quicker than that usually. But, you know, I don't know. FedEx is more expensive, but hey, you know, however you do it, and Leo, next time I see you, I will decrease the value of it by signing it if you'd like.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you mentioned virtual Comic-Con. We have another one coming up, and we'll do a special about it. DC FanDome is this weekend.
Ooh, yes.
You guys excited for that?
Meh. I mean, it got split into 2 days.
Yeah, I know. That's and the other day is September 12th, which is
but
odd.
the big stuff is still dropping on this Saturday. Like a lot of the stuff they said that's going to come out in September is a lot smaller.
Batman stuff.
Yeah, there's rumors. The rumors that are come out. Well, we know Wonder Woman. There's a new Wonder Woman trailer dropping on Friday. That's been confirmed. The new Batman game trailer drops on Friday.
Yep,
we know that. We know that suit.
Oh, I was going to say we know they're talking about Batman. They announced information.
The Batman's going to be talked there. There's also talk. What was that?
Suicide Squad.
Yep, the Suicide Squad. They said a trailer's going to drop for that, or at least a teaser. They said the game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That there's a trailer that's going to drop for that.
I'm excited for that because it's Rocksteady and they've done all the Arkham games.
As long as it's King Shark. Otherwise, that game is dead to me.
They said there's Val Kilmer's listed on the guest list. So there's speculation that they're going to announce a Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, because they're supposedly one
be Superman,
something like that. And they're saying it's more likely.
Hold on. What did they say on the Kevin Smith podcast? It's the 20,000 cut.
It's something. But
because supposedly Schumacher slept with like 20,000 people.
Sure. I don't
know. That was Wilt Chamberlain's record.
Wilt Chamberlain, all-time scoring leader.
Well, so they were talking about. So that was the one thing that they were talking about because Val Kilmer was listed, and so they're saying the rumors mills are abundant that they're releasing a Batman Forever extended cut because there is one out there which deals more with Bruce Wayne's childhood because that was kind of sprinkled, like they went kind of past that a little bit in the movie. There's a little bit more of that, a little bit more character development with like the Riddler and stuff. I don't know how much more character development you can do with Jim Carrey because that role is fantastic for him.
Val, what's it like being the second worst Batman? Do you regret not taking the nipples?
But the other thing is that they couldn't sign Keaton, and so Kilmer is going to be the old Batman.
What?
In Flashpoint.
What? Oh.
What?
All right, I'm boycotting Flashpoint. I'm out.
So, but the problem is Keaton wasn't on that list.
We were
Kilmer
able to get
was.
Chris O'Donnell like really easily. He reached out to us and slept on our lawn.
So, I mean, supposedly everybody, but like they were saying that, more about like Flashpoint was like they initially reached out to Christian Bale to be an older Batman, and he said no, and then that Keaton was their second choice. So. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going on. I don't know if you've been following like the guerrilla marketing of the new Batman game on Twitter and stuff. And It's actually like really cool. Like I've actually
Court of
like
the
done
Owls or Court of the Night Owls or something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be Court of the Owls. That's almost been guaranteed. So like, but it's not done by Rocksteady. It's the ones who did like Arkham Origin.
Warner Brothers Montreal.
Yeah, so I mean, Arkham Origin wasn't a terrible game. It actually introduced some stuff they brought into Rocksteady's game, especially with the grapple.
Just the controls weren't as fluid as the Rocksteady game.
So I'm excited. I think there's gonna be a lot of news. I know like a lot of the stuff is only like 25 minutes to 30 minutes long, so they're little clips, and a lot of it's pre-recorded, which is fine. Just drop it all at a certain time. But the one thing I'm interested about is Black Adam.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a lot of information about Black Adam. I know that was supposed to start up production this year. Same thing with Shazam too. There's going to be a lot of talk between that. So, the stuff that they've released about the schedule, it's piqued my interest. The good thing about it, everything's going to be on demand the next day. So if you miss it, but the second the trailer drops, it's going to be on YouTube and Facebook and all the places.
So
Shazam 2, does that have Jim Neighbors in it? Oh, wow, nobody got that reference?
No.
Leo, you didn't get that? Gomer Pyle? Shazam!
Oh, yeah.
So, speaking of...
that's from Future. I get the Futurama reference now.
Speaking of things dropping, obviously this happened when you were on vacation.
Like his tips out of his mouth.
Disney announced Mulan was coming to Premier Access for $30.
Yes, I know James wanted to talk about this.
Don't single me.
I am going to you out.
James wanted to talk about that.
So Mulan, Disney Plus, it's $30 on top of your Disney Plus charge. James, are you going to get it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just because Jen really wants to see that movie.
Yeah.
Or I just wait 2 days and it'll be on Plex. So
I'm the same. I'm gonna buy it too. But
but you buy it and you keep it. So as long as you have a Disney Plus membership, it's yours to keep.
Yeah.
My concern. What was that?
What happens if you leave?
You lose it.
You lose it. It's the same thing.
I spent $30 to lose something. No, I don't like that.
But
it's the same thing. It's the same thing if you download the free PSN games. But if you lose your PSN account,
no,
you didn't just spend extra $30 on it though.
But
you spent $80 on it.
Okay, hold on though. The PSN account though, if you sign back up, so from what I understand, if you let your account lapse with Disney Plus, you lose it. But the PSN account, if you leave and then
I read it's like if you purchased it and once you sign back up, you just got to restore the purchase.
As long as you sign back in with the same credentials.
Same credentials, same name, same so if you suspend your account, I'm all set with it for a while. Once you come back and just re-sign up, the movie should be readily available for you.
But have you read between the lines with this stuff? They're going to be releasing more content, like possibly Black Widow. But the thing is,
no one cares. You can drop that tomorrow. No one cares.
There's probably going to be more movies than that. But they're saying every product that they're going to release under Premier Access is probably going to be the same price. So you're going to get Mulan for $30, but the next movie they release is going to be the same price. So. Yes, on top of your $6.99.
I'm sorry, but at $30, I should be able to keep the goddamn thing.
You can keep the thing.
Physical copy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
without having to worry about if I leave Disney Plus. I have no plans on doing this, but at the same time, why?
Every streaming service is going to do this. This isn't. They've been doing it since the pandemic started. This shouldn't be a shock. The only difference is that it's part of a subscription service you're already paying for.
But other streaming services, you can share your account with what the hell is the account? If I buy something on Amazon, it automatically filters to my iTunes account, my
and they do that with their regular Disney purchases. I'm sorry, if I spend $30 on it, I should own it at that point and be able to watch it on any other streaming service.
Right.
They've been doing that for years now. So why in the world change that up and link it to Disney Plus?
No, but here's the thing. And this is my 10 cents on it is give it a month or 8 weeks. It's going to be on every other service for VOD. they're going to give it to Disney Plus first, and then see who bites it, and then after that they'll release it off Disney Plus.
At $30, I better still get it on every other VO, like everything. Then
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Like, go talk to the mouse. Call up dig up Walt Disney's head. Dig up Roy Disney. Go talk to Bob Iger.
Do not send me.
So
I got a shovel over there.
I know we're not used to spending $30 for a movie.
How much does it cost to go to a movie nowadays with two people?
No,
$30.
No, I'm saying
AMC, when they open up, they're doing
hold on.
Spending $30 is not the issue.
Hold on. No, I'm talking about for a video file, for a video, on demand movie. But I could see until COVID is over, I wouldn't mind spending $30 on a movie to, view at home because I can't go to the theater as long as I get it day one.
Millionaire
at $30, I better own it at some point though. That's my okay. If you're gonna do it like that, then fine. Have it as streaming only for the first 30 days or so.
Yeah.
But then I spent that $30. I shouldn't have to spend any more money to own it once it's released on any other service.
Right, because
this goes
you're over
$9.
Well, this also goes hand in hand that Disney's getting rid of physical media anyway. So this is just the first domino to fall, guys.
Perfectly fine. I don't like. Okay, I'm not perfectly fine with that, but at the same time, I better own it at $30.
Right.
I told you what you need to do, Yo-Yo. I have Bob Iger's number on my cell phone. I will give it to you after the show.
Because this is what happens. I buy it for $30. If I want to watch that 2 months down the road, now I've spent $30 to get it the first time. But I also spent $6 that month, $6 the next month, and $6 the next month. So now that $30 movie has cost me $48.
Yeah.
I've spent $48 on that $30 movie. And if I want to continue to have the option to watch that, it's going to cost me another $6 at least, or $7 every single month that I want to have that.
Yeah.
So I'm paying Disney for something I own.
But they're saying you don't own it.
Racket. No, I don't own it.
And they're going to continue with that every month or however.
For the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future.
Welcome to Hollywood in 2020.
Not happening for me. I'm not spending $30 on
like I said, or you can just wait 2 days and Leo will have it on Plex, and then that solves everybody's problem.
Be happy that Bill and Ted Face the Music is not on Disney Plus because
Yeah. Now we're getting that next week, right?
Yeah, and I already pre-ordered it.
How can
I'm going to my friend Ryan's.
Dude, have you not seen the Facebook ads? I don't go on Facebook often.
No. I went to the page to pre-order it, but it was only the album.
No, you can pre-order it.
Yeah, you can pre-order it.
Okay.
I haven't because I haven't seen the first two yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I saw the clip. They released a clip of when they meet Rufus's daughter.
Yeah, they should have released that. I wanted them.
Dude, you knew what they already announced they were doing.
I knew, but they should have released
because them already ruining the big twist in the movie 2 seconds in the second trailer didn't ruin it for you.
I do have to say that on the Plex posters forum, somebody already released a very sweet set of the Bill and Ted trilogy posters.
Yeah, I have to talk to you. You have Excellent Adventure, but you don't have Bogus Adventure.
Bogus Journey. I'll add Bogus Journey.
Did we ever pull up this quote from or this thing from Phil? Because we were talking about Lovecraft Country, and he's got the Lovecraft Country podcast on Dark Discussions.
Yeah.
Up one more, Leo.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, that's a link. You can't click on the link in the.
But still, take a screenshot.
Memorize that link, people.
Travel Guide, Lovecraft Country, the podcast on the Dark Discussions Network.
Yeah. Our buddy Phil over there has he did this for Game of Thrones, which we
don't need to go down your love-hate relationship with Game of Thrones.
I know. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be listening to that. They're going to do a episode by episode discussion, which is awesome over on Dark Discussions podcast network.
So one of the things I wanted to bring up too that's been boiling over is 2 or 3-ish video game stuff news has happened since we were last on.
By the way, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my God, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my God, that game is so awesome. Okay, continue.
do you need like 2 minutes to yourself? Or do you need some paper towels, some lotion?
Okay, so
in 2 minutes, he's got the big package. Remember?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
After you're done slicing through your enemies, you can just brush on the touchpad, and he'll do different things on a sword. One of them is just like he flicks the blood off his sword before he puts it away, or he cleans it off before he puts the sword.
Can you just like teabag them with your sword? Like, blah, 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 blah.
The whole like you're fighting like one against many. It is awesome, and you constantly have to change your stances depending on if somebody's coming at you with a spear, or if they have a sword and shield, or if it's like a big lumbering guy. There's different samurai stances that you have to master, and you change up in between battles. Very fast paced. It's so awesome. I'm sorry. Continue, James. Go.
Anyway. So a couple things have happened since some of the stuff that released since the media event for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox X, whatever, I think Xbox Series.
2001 Monolith and the Wi-Fi tower.
Well, it's been supposedly leaked from a good source that the Xbox One or the Xbox Next Gen is releasing the first or second week of November.
I heard the 4th.
Yeah, it was like the day after Election Day. Like they were going to release it on Election Day, but they were like, nope. But yeah, so that's one. But they haven't announced it yet because they want, and this is the same thing with Sony, is they want a very short pre-sale window. They want to physically have systems in stores that aren't spoken for, which I think is very interesting marketing, because I figured you want every single one accounted for so you can know how many more to make. But they actually want you to walk into a store and have the store's availability to go pick one up.
I also heard that there are multiple price points.
Yeah.
For the Xbox One, yeah.
Well, for the one, there's the one. Not the 1S. I forget. I keep calling it the 1S and the 1X, but I don't think that's right. But I think for one of them, like the lower tier version, it's like $499. But for the higher, it's $100 more. It's $599, almost $600. That's an interesting thought for me, because you're already dropping $500,000. Like, would you be interested in getting a little more, dropping another $100? Maybe that's their.
How much more am I going to get for it?
I have a feeling one is I think the two sets of Xbox, whatever, the Xbox and PS5 are the same type of thing. You have one that takes physical media, and you have one that doesn't. And I feel like the price point, but they're still saying that Sony's going to be taking a loss when they announce their price point. I'm feeling like it's going to be under whatever Xbox.
I think with Xbox,
I mean, realistically, most consoles sell.
But they were saying like it's going to be even more of a like initial loss just to get under whatever Microsoft's number is,
which shouldn't.
So $200.
They're $40 each.
So I mean, I'm still
making up with games.
I'm still in the boat of I'm going to wait till probably next early spring, summer to get my PlayStation 5. But I'm very curious. Like I said, some of the games got pushed to 2021 that were supposed to be launch titles, which are very interesting. Like Halo got pushed to 2021, which I think is unbelievably interesting because that was like the launch title for the Xbox.
Yep.
So either Microsoft has cold feet about how, that with what PlayStation 5's coming out with their launch titles and their system, that they might be like, we're going to wait till we have a very wide berth to launch our tentpole franchises.
So, but what are you going to launch it with? Like, what game are people going to get to show off with?
NBA Live,
GTA 5 version 6.
Yeah, you have GTA. You have that. I mean, I bet you there'll be some sort of Forza game.
Yeah, but how is that actually going to show off?
Available?
Gears 12.
Skyrim.
No, Leo,
are these games going to actually show off what it's graphically capable of doing?
But here's the thing about that too,
other than Forza, because Forza.
Well, that actually brings up a fantastic question. Is like, and I was thinking about this the other day. Look at the launch titles for the PlayStation 4, and look at the games that just come out in the last 6 months. The graphical capabilities between those games are light years differences. It's the same system. So, what the hell is that?
What?
Delete that, Leo.
Yeah, I don't know if I can delete it from here. The
number. It literally was the African prince.
Yeah.
So it's just even the system itself, they haven't really changed to like upgrade other than making the Pro and the next level. But like even like on my PlayStation 4, it's still one of the original. I bought that pretty early on, and the graphical capabilities from what I bought when I bought it, which was the Arkham Knight, to all the way up to Horizon Zero Dawn and Last of Us 2, it's the same system, but it's night and day difference in the graphical capabilities. So, yeah, what are they going to show off when the system launches? But you wait 6, 7, 8 months, 2 years, and you launch another title, it's going to look completely different than what the launch titles were.
Yeah, but how taxing is that on your older hardware compared to like the newer versions?
So I have to tell you that Ghost of Tsushima, I haven't talked about this for 2 minutes.
It's like,
it is graphically, oh my friggin' god, it is so beautiful, and I am shocked that there's like no stutter, there's no loading times, is like next to nothing, and it's like a constant, it's open world, and like you have all these Japanese trees with like all the falling petals and stuff like that and everything.
Cherry blossoms,
they're everywhere. Well, I mean, and the whole
it's because they're like the native tree to Japan.
Well, no, I'm saying is normally you go to an area
and things like blowing around. There's constant motion. The grass is moving. The flowers are flowing through the air. Like it's always something, and it doesn't.
That has more to do with like your coding capabilities dealing with the hardware, though. So I mean,
but again, I always
can't give too much credit to the hardware. We got to give credit to the coders and the designers making those games.
But again, it's not like Leo 2 days before he got that game pulled out, ripped open his system and added new memory and a new processor.
Correct. That's exactly what I'm saying. That goes all to that development team.
Yeah,
for taking that older hardware, taking this newer technology, like the newer graphical capabilities, and doing their thing.
I just love how Leo's like, guys, I know I run the show and everything. Is it okay if I talk about something I like?
I really like this. Can I please talk about it?
So I think next show we have to dedicate the whole thing to DC, because we still have to talk about the huge layoffs, possibly losing the comics industry for DC. And then also DC FanDome, so everything coming out.
I can't wait to see what Disney does with Batman.
Yeah. One thing we definitely have to bring up. Actually, two.
You're Iron Man. I'm Batman.
Did you guys watch Umbrella Academy?
And an Ant-Man?
Umbrella Academy? No.
I got through episode 4.
I finished it.
Yeah,
I sadly enough have not had a chance to.
It's so good. But Lower Decks, you guys are watching, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, talking to us about that. You were sending us unsolicited deck pics.
I mean, he does have the big package.
That's true. I trimmed the bushes to make it look bigger.
Yeah, it is. Again, first episode's on YouTube. Check it out. I'm all in on this.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. It's legitimately Star Trek making fun of Star Trek.
Yeah.
They're very much trying, and I always joke. I was telling my buddy about it, who's big a Star Trek fan. Is like, he watched, he goes, dude, he's like, it's not really Star Trek. It's really much like making fun of Star Trek. I'm like, dude, that's why it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it is. That first episode is like what Star Trek is.
Yep.
Like,
I was trying to and the next time I watch it, I have to make a drinking game of how many times they make a Star Trek reference to the old series. I'll probably pass out at the first episode.
But even to the point, like even the opening credits is like Next Generation.
Yeah.
And like Voyager. Like
but they mentioned so many original series references, the original movies. Even the second episode, they mentioned something about Janeway. I can't even remember what it was.
the Janeway maneuver.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, like
that training simulation. Oh my god, it's hilarious. It was.
Where is this?
It's on CBS All Access.
All
Yeah,
Access.
Leo, maybe he'll be able to share his password with you. But then you can watch all the Twilight Zones.
Isn't that the Kenny Loggins song?
The Danger Zone?
Highway to the Twilight Zone?
Yeah. Have you seen the new Star Trek series? The other ones, Discovery and Picard?
I've seen some of Picard.
Okay.
We've talked about Discovery.
We'll chat, Patrick.
All right. We'll chat.
Okay. So Lord Dex, Chris is asking, did anyone see Project Power? It was not bad. Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt work well together. I started watching it. It was pretty good.
I believe his friends call him Jogo.
Jogo.
Yes.
I also heard his name was Robin.
Well, that's his first name. He goes by the middle name. I watched it. Very interesting. Had very much of a Limitless vibe. But
Yes.
then there's also the random superpower that got assigned to you type thing. I know I've seen that before, but I can't think of what it was from. It's like, oh, you never know what you're gonna get. It's like, lucky dip. Like, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. There's definitely some leaps in logic that need to be taken. I liked the lady that was in it. She was really good. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but there was Joseph Gordon-Levitt was really good. Like the scene where he breaks into the house and pretends to be the grandmother's boyfriend is absolute comedy gold. Like, it's so good. I thought he was really good in this. He was a lot of fun. I haven't read The Boys comic and I haven't seen the show, so I don't think that was where I saw it.
You haven't seen The Boys?
No, I think I probably should. I think that's next.
You need to.
I know the general plot. I've watched different breakdowns and stuff on it, people talking about it. But back to Project Power, I did like it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend people watching it, especially if you like superhero films and you like superhero films that aren't, the typical thing that you've come to notice. Like, if this isn't a Marvel film, the only thing I had an issue with is when Jamie Foxx is referring to the pistol shrimp. I know that as the mantis shrimp, not the pistol shrimp. I had never heard that name before, but I mean, that doesn't spoil anything unless he refers to that, and that's.
Well, it is Netflix, and if you have Netflix already, it's something you should definitely check out. And we talked about high score. You mentioned shrimp. Did you know the Space Invaders aliens are actually octopus?
I did. I thought you were going to say you were going to ask what my high score in the shrimp eating contest was.
And what was that?
It turns out that there actually was not a shrimp eating contest, and now I owe the restaurant $200.
Oh, okay. And you found out you're allergic, and you also owed a hospital $2,000.
No. I am not allergic, thank God. My mother is severely allergic to scallops, and I wasn't sure if I was, so I had to eat scallops just to find out. Fortunately, I'm not, which is good because I really like scallops.
Oh.
I know, that was a super interesting story.
Well, I know we are running a little late.
Oh, you just had to spend those 2 minutes talking about something on the show that you run.
I'm sorry.
How dare you, Leo?
So DC FanDome, we'll definitely talk about next week, or if you guys want to do a special or not, let me know.
We'll do it next week because next week also, next week, we're going to get one of two movies people have been anxiously waiting for: Bill and Ted and The New Mutants.
Yeah,
I saw an advertisement yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. They were like, in 10 days, and I'm like, yeah, right.
Well, also, isn't
Tenet
being released overseas?
It's being released overseas, but it's coming out September 3rd. But it's going to come out a few days earlier in select cities.
If it's overseas, they'll. Never mind.
Oh, well, supposedly Warner Brothers is doing everything in their power to not let it leak online.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll leak. It'll be in a different language, but it'll leak.
It's like, I'll make it leak.
Well, like I said, AMC in Framingham opens up tomorrow, so.
Yeah, good luck in your disease pool. You have to wear a mask unless you're eating food or drinking soda. So people be like, well, I don't want to have to keep taking my mask off, so I just won't wear one.
That's pretty much how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing with Disney. Disney, when they opened up, was the parks like you have to keep a mask on unless you're eating and drinking. So people literally were eating and drinking constantly to keep their mask down, or like walking, drinking a cup of coffee, and they had to come out and be like, you have to stop while you're eating and drinking, pull down like step by step instructions of how to like do the mask in Disney, because it was just like, because people found that like loophole. Being like, oh, I'm eating and drinking, I can just leave my mask around my chin because I'm constantly drinking a coffee or drinking water or soda or something like that.
Disney didn't count on me being a complete dick.
So, but yeah, no, I have a feeling that's going to change pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I have opened in the first place, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I have a feeling the movie theaters have something up their sleeves to check for people
It's
to.
going to be the black and white cameras, if anything, because they're not going to have every theater open.
Yeah, I don't care if it's 15 cents. Not doing it.
Yep.
Oh God, no! I'll wait. Like I said, there's nothing is coming out this year that's not going to be on VOD or Leo will have in a couple days.
I would pay $30 to see Mulan before I go to the theater.
30, then 36, then 42,
yeah,
then 48.
I gotta say, and
we're gonna get 6, so it'd be worth it.
I mean, I would have to quarantine for 2 months anyways. Oh God.
We're gonna make it through this, gentlemen. We're
you sure about that? Have you seen this show?
No.
Hey, we're all socially distancing.
Yeah. Our neck of the woods is doing okay. Connecticut, Mass, so New York.
Mass just had to have like okay, listen up, people, because you're a bunch of jerks. Now we have to change the rules again because we had a huge spike. And I'm not talking about the huge spike that New Zealand had. You might have heard in the news.
Oh, like 9?
Yeah, 9 cases.
And how they reacted. Like that's
they shut everything back down again. That's fantastic.
And after all that, Cheers closed for you guys.
Yeah.
The one on Faneuil Hall is garbage. The one on Beacon Street is the best.
Well, it's funny. Somebody actually
Beacon Street's the one next to the park, right?
Yeah.
The Commons, yeah. It's right across the street from the Commons.
Yeah, the original one.
That's not the original. That is the original one, but they have the set from the show in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the Bullfinch, right?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bullfinch.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's Beacon Street.
Yeah, I got really, 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 really drunk on the way back from a Bruins game and ended up there. So.
Okay.
No, somebody actually did the math because people were like, oh, they had a huge surge, but like they have like not even close to as many people as we have. So they have 5 million people or whatever. We have 330 million. But if you do the math out, it comes out to like 600 and change, almost 700 people, say, per capita.
We have 4% of the world's population.
And we had 50,000. So they had 9 cases. We had 50,000. Even adjusted, we still blow them away. It's not even remotely close.
Oh, we're doing the best in it, We got the highest numbers.
We're number one. Yeah.
That's how this works, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You should have seen me in golf. I was so good. I got like a 200.
Just I know we got to wrap things up, but Connecticut actually passed something today, which is pretty good. If you're an essential worker and you get COVID, you can actually file for workers' comp.
Ooh, that's a good way to get around that. You know, you can't sue your employer for forcing you to come to work, and if you don't come to work, you don't get to collect unemployment because we hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
I get my test every 2 weeks, so my nose is used to getting a little swab. So
you're getting a test every 2 weeks?
Yep.
Your company can afford that?
It's free for all New Yorkers.
God damn you, being in New York.
No. So Jen gets one every other week, and I just get the week in between because it's free for New Yorkers. So that means someone in the household is getting a COVID test every week.
God damn you living in a state that cares a fuck about you.
Harrison, guess what time it is?
Oh, I mean, like, it's actually not, like I said, realistically, like I said, I've done it 4 times, and it's not that really bad. It's actually like pretty quick and painless.
Yeah, they just got to take a sample of your brain through your nose, and
it's a weird, and it's like when they do it, you're just like, and it just feels weird, and then like you leave, you're like
now I'm getting Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors vibes now.
They pull it out and they put it in a little jar, and it's like,
who's that big man?
Homer.
I know. These wieners will give me the quick energy I need to escape. I don't want to go down a Simpsons rabbit hole, but I kind of do, but I don't.
Nope, stop, Leo. Let's go.
Okay, so I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Definitely check the show notes down below or above. Support indie artists. So, support like Deadly Grounds. You saw the ad in the beginning. They sponsor our show. Also, support Patsy. His TV just died, and his book's only $9.99. It's gonna be.
He needs a bigger TV.
Yeah, it's gonna be filled full of awesomeness.
Yeah, what am I supposed to hook my PlayStation 5 up to if I can afford one? Head on over to thedorkening.com for all the information on all the shows on the network. You have tons of information down below or up above for everybody on the show. But Steven, where do you like people following you?
Before I plug all my shows, I do want to say one thing. With everything going on with the pandemic, be thankful that if you are working, be thankful you are working. I just found out that, I've been furloughed since March, but I found out that I don't have a job now. So with all these trying times, just be thankful you have, your loved ones and all that stuff, because you don't know what's going to happen. And I've in my podcast, I've called 2020 the roulette wheel. You don't know what's going to happen. So just prepare yourself with everything that's going to happen. And as for my podcast, you can follow Super Richard Throwback Reviews on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and look for Super Richard Throwback Reviews on the Dorkening Podcast Network and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Patsy.
You can follow me. The best place is throwdownthursdaypodcast.com. I've got the latest episodes of Throwdown Thursday, the latest episodes of my satellite show Shark Bites. This week on both Shark Bites and Throwdown Thursday, we are interviewing some young adult authors. One of them, Hannah C. Howard, just released her debut book on Tuesday called Ignite the Sun. And the other one is a local writer from down here in Massachusetts, Marcy Kate Connolly, who just released Twin Daggers, which actually comes out on Tuesday the 25th, which is kind of like a fantasy take on Romeo and Juliet. You can also check out How Much Do You Tip an Exorcist on Source Point Press, which will redirect you to Oxeye Media. Like Leo said, it's only $10, and
$9.99.
Yeah, the more, and $9.99 upside down is $6.66. So keep that in mind. And the more books you get, the nicer a TV I can buy. So that's going to be exciting. And in 2 weeks, on September 3rd, at 7:30 on the Source Point Press Facebook page. I will be on there live having my first ever interview, which is just beyond surreal to me. I will be getting interviewed instead of being the one interviewing people, which is so weird. So look for that. And yeah, like Leo said, support independent creators, whether it's movies, TV, board games. Just support the people who create the things that bring you joy and entertainment.
Yo.
Boy Meets Phone on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Yo St. Laurent on the same social media channels. And of course, you can find me here. James?
Oh, hi. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Again, what Leo said, support our wonderful indie artists. Don't forget Alex. Check him out as well. I know he's a little MIA, but I know he's been really busy with a lot of work. And Alex, I do feel you that you lost your complete, almost 100% completion of Destroy All Humans.
Oh, God, yeah, that hurt.
I feel you, buddy. I hope.
Wait, what happened?
He didn't.
Oh, you didn't read his post?
No.
He was like 99% complete, like 100% complete with the games, with all the unlockables, with everything of Destroy All Humans, and he got a corrupted game file.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So thoughts and prayers for Alex in his game. But definitely check out his stuff at pure_Alex Hoy and support him and all his stuff. He does awesome artwork as well. And again, you definitely want to help Patsy out with his book. There's way too many creative people on this network now, and I feel like I just make Legos. Anyway, you can find
You know what you could do? You could do like
I'm not doing it. I watch Lego Masters and I have no creativity.
Yeah, well,
that was a good show.
I have no creativity. You could give me 48 weeks to make something as good as that. And I'd be like,
what if you
have
do
Yoshi?
Photography with your Legos?
No, Jen is doing. I'm letting Jen do she has to do the photography, then she'll teach me, and then I might be somewhat good. But anyway, you can find me in the tweets and at tweets and Instagram at Longtime Storm, as well as here on the Dorkening Podcast Network. But also give my new show a listen. It's Go Time with Jay and James. First episode dropped yesterday, so check it out. It's on Spotify and iTunes currently. This week we talked about we drafted the best sports movies. We did 10 picks, so the top 10 picks for best sports movie out there, as well as we gave our current thoughts about the current playoffs for NBA and NHL. So check it out on Spotify and iTunes. It's Go Time with Jay and James. So check it out.
Okay. And for all the links, like I said, down below or up above, you'll find Alex, you'll find James, you'll find Patsy, you'll find everybody. And for me, just Google Leo Pine. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. But more importantly, head on over to thedorkening.com for all the shows on the network. And I think, I'm not sure. Hello.
He has two faces. Is he Rocky Horror?
Thank you all for watching. Catch you guys later. Bye.